Earlier this week, on Tuesday night at our October 7th memorial, we shared a poem by Rabbi Hannah Yerushalmi that's been echoing in my mind ever since. The rabbis advise, keep two truths in your pocket. One should read, I am but dust and ashes, and the other should read, the entire world was created for me. An 8-year-old has something else in his pocket, confetti. Why? It's his emergency confetti, he says. During these raw days, he carries it with him everywhere, just in case there is good news. These last 2 years have been emotionally gut-wrenching. From the sharp pain of that tragic day on October 7th, 2023, when the Jewish people experienced our most horrific trauma since the Holocaust, to the heavy ongoing weight of knowing that the hostages remain in captivity day after day, we carry that anguish with us, alongside the fear for the soldiers who risk everything to try to bring them home. And yet hope, the kind that child with the confetti carries, can almost feel impossible. If we're honest with ourselves, it's an imperfect moment even now. We worry greatly about the internal tensions that threaten Israeli society, seeing that some of the far-right ministers and Knesset members voted against the peace proposal. Our hearts ache over the damage done to Israel's reputation around the globe, and to the Jewish community as collateral damage with the rise of rampant anti-Semitism. We gasp at the chasm that has opened within the Jewish community as our moonshot Israel has become a source of conflict rather than a symbol of joy and unity. And even in the midst of these fragile hopes, Israelis themselves speak with profound complexity about these days. Consider the poignant words of Iris Chaim, the mother of Yotam Chaim, the hostage who was, if you remember, killed by friendly fire in Gaza when he was trying to be rescued. Today, when you rejoice, rejoice reservedly, rejoice quietly, rejoice with a trembling voice. Yes, it is right to rejoice, to release a sigh of relief, to ask forgiveness. Yes, it is right at the same time to remember in every moment those who were not granted to embrace again, those who were starved and did not return, those who ran and would never again receive the laughter of their fair-haired child. Rejoice within your homes, not in the city squares. Rejoice in your sukkah. I give thanks for this moment that is coming, yet there is no joy in my heart. At this moment, I yearn, like everyone, to see them home. Still, the heart is torn again by the feeling of despair. Mine is not coming. Iris's heartfelt words remind us that joy, even when rightful, is never unshadowed. When one Jew suffers, we all feel their pain. We empathize with Iris and all those who know that while closure is within their grasp, there is also pure anguish knowing that their loved one will not be returning home. Still, she calls for there to be joy and gratitude, an echo of our Jewish traditions at moments like at Pesach, where we sing songs of freedom, when we sit around and try to bring joy at our table, yet that joy is intentionally diminished through the ritual of a half Hallel at the end, to the spilling of some of our wine as we recall the suffering of those who died when we went free. Gratitude and grief often live side by side. Even our poets have long wrestled with this paradox, the yearning for peace shadowed by the machinery of conflict. Years ago, Yehuda Amichai wrote this piece. An Arab shepherd is searching for his goat on Mount Zion. And on the opposite hill, I'm searching for my little boy. An Arab shepherd and a Jewish father, both in their temporary failure. Our two voices met above the Sultan's pool in the valley between us. Neither of us wants the boy or the goat to get caught up in the wheels of the Chad Gadya machine. Afterward, we found them among the bushes, and our voices came back inside us, laughing and crying. Searching for a goat or for a child has always been the beginning of a new religion in these mountains. That turn of phrase, the Chad Gadya machine, evokes the endless cycle of violence and destruction that has marked our lives and that of Israelis for far too long, especially the last 2 difficult years. So this Shabbat, I want to believe that the boy who has been found on the mountain, that he is the same youth with confetti in his pocket from the first poem, looking only for a reason to find joy in these otherwise dark times. That while we may question whether this will actually happen, while we might fear that somehow, some way, things will unravel, let us, for this Shabbat, be that child of hope. Let us feel the possibility that for the first time in 2 years, there might be an end to war in the land of Israel. May our fervent dreams for the return of the hostages to their families finally come to fruition, reuniting families who've been denied one another for too long, and giving closure to those who seek to honor the memory of their fallen loved ones. And at the same time, we look forward to the elation that will be felt when the men and women who've been risking their lives in combat are able to return safely into the arms of their families. So I want us to think about that image of that 8-year-old boy. And I want us to hold on to that feeling of joy, of hope. And so I have a bowl of some confetti of our own. I'm going to put this at the end of our service at the front of our sanctuary. Come up and take a handful for yourself. Let it be a small reminder that every time you reach inside your pocket in these coming days, there is hope just around the corner for a better tomorrow. Carry this with you wherever you go. Be prepared like that boy to celebrate this modern miracle of freeing the hostages when it happens. And keep this symbol of joy close, remembering, as I said at Rosh Hashanah, that at our core, we are all captives of hope, always ready to rain down confetti with joy should the time arrive. Ken Yehi Ratzon, and may it be God's will that it will come soon in our time. Amen.